And part of preaching is reminding ourselves of what we have forgotten. Being reminded of how this area of my life is not matching up to this truth. It's being encouraged to be better today than I was yesterday. It's not that we don't know many of these truths, because we do. It's that sometimes we get misaligned. Kind of like when you're driving a vehicle through the streets. The engine is maybe in great shape. The body may be washed and shiny. But as we travel down the roads of life, sometimes we hit potholes. Sometimes, we might run into a sidewalk here and there, right? And the vehicle starts to get misaligned, and we have to take it in for a realignment. That's why we're here. That's what happens when we gather, for a realignment. From the Amplified Bible, I'll read this. Hebrews 10:23-25 says, this is so profound. It says, let us seize and hold tightly to the confession of the hope without wavering. For he who promised is reliable and trustworthy and faithful to his word. And let us consider thoughtfully how we may encourage one another to love and to do good deeds, not forsaking our meeting together as believers for worship and instruction, as is the habit of some, but encouraging one another, and all the more faithfully as you see the day of Christ's return approaching. God has made promises to us. He's faithful to his word. We are his children. We are blood-bought. We're deeply loved. God's with us, and he is for you. He's preparing a place. Jesus is preparing a place for you in heaven. And you have the hope of heaven in you and the grace of God before you. You can pray to him anytime and anywhere. And you are already on the winning side. And as we just saw here in Hebrews 10:23, we have to hold tightly to these promises. This is where our hope comes from, he says. We seize these promises because we remember that God will get us to the other side. He's promised to be with us every step that we take. And in the end, he is able to work all things out for our good and for his glory. So we have to be reminded of these things again and again. Otherwise, it's easy to forget.